What's up, all my Amazon reseller friends? Today I put myself in the shoes of a new seller. Now, a lot of times after you learn how to do the whole reselling on Amazon, how to reach out to suppliers, how to do all these things, one of the first things you'll probably do is Google wholesalers or suppliers, distributors in the US. And one of the first ones that actually appear is Frontier Co-op. And I remember that was probably one of the first ones I created an account with back in 2018 when I first started selling on Amazon. So it's very hard to actually find good profitable goods there because a lot of people are subscribed to them, and a lot of new sellers. So it's very hard to find profitable goods. And I remember reaching out quite a few times to them to say, hey, give me a discount. I'll pay, I'll make $10,000 orders, $20,000 orders. I'll make them. It's fine. Let's just, let's try to get something going. And they would never budge. But anyway, regardless of that, I want to see if there's anything actually profitable from their list. So I went ahead and downloaded their list. I went to my account. I downloaded their list. So here's their list. We're going to play around with that later. I'm going to do a bulk upload to Astro because, of course, with Astro, the way it works, it finds products much faster. Great user interface. So we're going to work on this right now. So let's go ahead and create a new supplier list. So live product research. And this is video 12. I'm just going to write Frontier Co-op. Going to give it a category of groceries because they're more grocery type stuff. And we're going to now upload this list into there. So where is it? Right there. And let's first start playing around with this list. Okay, so what I'm noticing in this list is there are dashes. Okay, actually the first thing I'm noticing is the first row. We're going to delete that. We don't need the word catalog in there. So we're just going to delete the word catalog. And I am actually noticing a row in between 1 and 2. So I just want to unhide anything that's there. Okay, well, nothing's actually appearing. So this should come up as the first row. Now, the next thing I'm noticing is that there are dashes between the UPCs. So scanners in general can't accept dashes in between the UPCs. So I'm going to highlight the whole row, the whole column, sorry. I'm going to Control F, and I'm going to go to Replace. And I'm going to replace the dash with nothing, which essentially removes the dash. But then you get this annoying little thing here. It appears like that. Now, what I'm going to do to fix that, if you want to have the actual whole numbers appear, I'm going to highlight the whole thing. I'm going to right click and say Format Cells. And I'm going to go to Custom. And where it says General, you're just going to type in 12 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And hit OK. And now the numbers appear as they should. So this list should be ready to upload. Let's just see where our pricing is. It's over here where it says wholesale price. There's a catalog name, a long product name, item number in here, and a wholesale price. Okay, I think that's enough information for us to go off when it comes to uploading to Astro. I'm just going to save it. It's actually auto-saving, so that's fine. I'm going to hit X. Let's go ahead and upload this. So bulk upload, we're going to use UPCs to find these products, and the catalog is, where is it? Right here. All right, drag and drop. Okay, so it's not seeing it because there's probably 2 sheets in here. No, there isn't. I'm just going to unhide the whole thing. Okay, because it's not accepting it this way, I'm just going to basically copy all these rows I'm just going to copy them and paste them into a new sheet right there. So I can start at row 1. Okay, that's fine now. Now I'm just going to delete the first sheet because we don't need that anymore. Yes, and now we're going to start at row 1. Okay, now this is ready to upload now. Okay, let's go again. Bulk upload, UPCs. And there we go. There's all the data we need. So firstly, UPC column is called UPC, so that's nice and easy. Then we have a price, and it's in the column wholesale price. We have item numbers right there. Item number. We can also put the description. We can use both catalog name and long product name. We'll put the description. We'll put it in long product name. And where it says supplier URL, we'll just put the catalog name. We'll just put the catalog name there, so we can just have something to reference. Where was that? Catalog name. Oh, wrong one. Catalog name right there. Okay, that's enough. Let's start importing this. And while this imports, I'm just going to go through Astro in general, just to show you, for any people that aren't familiar with it, just to show them how it works while this is uploading. So, okay, while that's uploading, let's go ahead to Astro. I've just got another page here, the previous list from last week. So basically, when you upload your products into Astro, what you see, you have right in the first column, you have the product image, and you can zoom in there quite a bit in there. You can see what's going on in all those in the image. And in the second column, you actually have the product again, and you have the ASIN name, the title, the brand name, the associated UPCs. And if you've uploaded your supplier's details in there as well, you also have your supply details just below. So you can actually compare what the supplier has in terms of the information to, compare that to the actual Amazon listing to make sure it's the right product. So this one here, for example, syrup raspberry, we have syrup raspberry, and we have a UPC match. So next after that, we just have a bunch of other data, which might look similar to other scanners, but it's not. So we have the goods, we have the pack. So if it's a multi-pack, for example, you can just write how many units there are. So if it's a 2-pack, if you notice that it's a 2-pack, you can just change it to 2, and the quantities and the pricing adjust automatically just to indicate that as well. So now this became a 2-pack, $5.25, 2-pack, plus 60 cents prep, that's $11.10. And this is quite a big loser at that price. Let's change it back to 1. Now, following that, we have the alerts. So we have IP alerts, brand alerts, hazmat alerts, meltable alerts, and variation alerts. So one of the ones that a lot of people don't know about is the branders alert. If a brand is actually a seller, it pops up as an alert, and you can know that this brand is selling it. For example, right here, we found one. Brand is a seller, and it's this chickpea pasta. Okay, but if you go to the offers and see all the offers, you'll notice that one of the sellers is the brand, and it's right there, chickpea pasta. The brand is selling this product, so that might be against your criteria when it comes to actually purchasing that. It just takes a lot longer if you have to go through them one by one, as opposed to Astro, because you can just filter them all out with one click. Now, furthermore, you have all these data points here, which are they're categorized. So this is Amazon. All the data points regarding Amazon selling the product, they're shown and categorized and scored with using a color. So dark red means very bad, light red means kind of bad, yellow means average, light green means good, and dark green means excellent. So these ones here have virtually no Amazon selling them, so they're excellent. This one here has Amazon selling it 92% of the time, so it's very bad. Now, same thing with the competition, that we analyze the competition and how many sales you'd get considering the competition. So if you're not getting many sales because of the competition, it'll be very bad. If you're getting heaps of sales, regardless of the competition, it's very good. Next, we have the sales rank. So the sales rank is pretty much just counting how many units it sells. The sales rank overall is just the sales rank. You have the current sales rank, the average sales rank, and then the estimated sales per month. We also calculate your break even in this column here. So the break even has the actual dollar amount, but we also look at how profitable your break even is historically. So if you're getting a dark green in the break even column, that means historically this product has been very profitable. So for example, this one here, the product has been historically profitable. And then if I bring up its chart, you'll see that it's been quite profitable. Historically speaking, throughout the whole history, this product will have had some, quite a bit of profit based on these numbers. So as you see, the break-even line is all the way down here at $9, and the price is at the actual sale price is all the way up there. So this product has never been unprofitable. But if you look at it a bit closer, you'll notice that it is a 10 pack and we're not counting as a 10 pack. So if we go ahead and make it a 10 pack, all of a sudden this product is priced up at $22 and 10 pack, it comes up to $17.10. So at $17.10, it's probably no longer, the break-even strength is probably no longer good. It's probably a loser and it's not a good product to buy. So the break-even just went all the way up to here, which is, it's up at $28 now. So it's not as good. So you want to focus on products with a high break-even strength. That one actually wasn't that bad. So you can have this view, or you can also just click on the actual ASINs and you get this view here where you see everything right in front of you for that one particular ASIN. You see all the product images, you see all the product details here, you have your calculation of the profit and the product in general. So this one here has a 44-cent profit, probably not worth it, but it's up to you if you want to buy it or not. 16% ROI. And you have the chart and all the data here. You have all the seller data here as well. And further down, you have all the categories and scores, all those pop-ups I was showing you earlier. So that's how it works. Let's see how our list is going. Are we closer to finishing? Okay, we're 3,500 products in. Let's go back to the intro here. So what we do with a list like this, for example, we just start filtering basically. So we're going to start filtering and say, hey, show us products. Remember that break-even strength score that I mentioned earlier? We say, show us products with a high break-even strength score, because that means the product's going to be historically profitable. So by getting products that are historically profitable, we know that it hasn't had a loss in its history. So then the next thing that we should be focusing on is sales, high sales volume. So high sales volume is very important, because even if a product has unbelievable profit, if you only sells 1 unit a month, you're not making much money. Unless it has very, very high profit, like, it makes $100 profit, $200 profit. So you want to have high sales volume as well. So let's just go ahead and go filter by break-even strength and say more than average. So we're filtering this list from, it had 6,230 ASINs in here. And by filtering by break-even score more than average, we removed any product that had historically had wasn't very profitable. So all of a sudden, these products here in front of us, they're the products that actually have profit. So that's why the break-even strength is a real important one. Back to our co-op list, because I think it's ready. Okay, so it is ready. We have 4,174 products in our Frontier co-op list. So very excited to get started on this list. I'm just checking out some of the products here. See, a lot of products aren't very profitable. So you just want to, it's the case with every supplier list. Don't expect every product to be profitable. When you upload a product list, for every 100 products you upload, maybe 1 or 2 are actually profitable. So for every 100 products you're scanning, 1 or 2 will probably be profitable, and then you have to go further into them to see what's up really. What is really going on? Are there IP issues? Is the chart weird? Are there too many sellers? Is there not enough sales volume? There's all these things that you got to actually look at before you find what you want. But realistically, all you really need is like 10 or 15 killer products to really smash it with Amazon. Okay, so back to this list now. So there's a lot of products with IP alerts. Some brand is a seller alert. There's many different things that we need to be, mindful of when we're going through a list like this. Now, the first thing I want to do, there's a chance that a lot of these products some of them don't have a buy box. So for example, this one here has no buy box. There are some other ones here with no buy box as well. So we want to give them a price. We want to at least have an understanding of, what their price could be. So we're going to use an override. We're going to override the buy box with the 90-day average. And we're going to only apply that to the ASINs with no buy box at the moment. So I'm just going to hit save. And now all those ASINs that had no buy box, whereas with another scanner, they'll just be ignored. We're actually putting a price on them because they might actually be solid products that we should be looking at. So if we scroll down now to some of the products that had no buy box here, we'll see in the column directly to the right. Let's find one that had no buy box. Can't seem to find any. Well, the ones that had no buy box now have a price. Okay, anyway, so now we can start working on the filters. So the first one I want to do is the break-even strength. So I only want to see products that have a break-even strength score of basically more than or more than average, more than or equal to average. So anything that's average and above is going to be considered. Now, the next thing, obviously, I want to see products that sell in high volume. So in the last 30 days, I want to know that this product sells at least, or let's say 100 or more, 100 or more sales per month. Now, we want to get rid of all the ones with a high IP issue, so a high level threat like this one here. This one is a high level threat. So we want to remove anything with a high or medium level threat and just keep the low and below low. So anything with an IP issue alert that is less than medium is gone. So only low level threat and no threats, of course. Now, there are a lot of brand is a seller alerts. So you see all these, the brands that's actually selling them. Now, I'm not going to remove them straight away because there's some brands that don't mind you sharing, that they don't really complain if you also sell their products, or they don't complain yet. They might start complaining in the future. But in order for me to get rid of the ones where it's only the brand selling or only an exclusive seller, I'm going to filter by FBA offers, the number of FBA offers, and I'm going to say, show me products with more than one FBA offer. So there's either 2 or more. But by that same token, I don't want to see too many products that have, I don't want to see a product that has 30 FBA sellers as well. So I'm going to do that same filter, but on the other side. So I'm going to say, show me products, FBA products, products with FBA sellers less than, so I'm going to say less than, let's say 15. I don't want to see any products with more than 15 FBA sellers. Actually, that's a bit too high. Let's say 12. So no products with more than 12 FBA sellers. Next, I don't want to see any hazmat products. So I'm going to remove all the hazmat products. No meltables, of course, because we're in the summer months in the US. So no meltable. Oh, sorry, I meant to say meltables right there. So false. Next, our profit criteria. So some might, consider the dollar amount of profit. Some people might consider the ROI. I'm going to consider both. So I'm going to put 35% ROI. So I want to see products with, let's just say more than 30% ROI, because I'm not too sure how many products will actually appear. And let's say an actual dollar amount. Let's just say more than $2 or $1.50. So let's go ahead and apply those filters and see how many products we're left with. So 74 products. That's not bad. Now, I'm very sure that some of these will have a lot of the ones with very high ROI. I'm just going to sort it by high ROI to low ROI. I'm very sure that some of these with very high ROI are multi-packs. So this one for example, is a 12-pack. So we should go ahead and start adjusting some of these numbers just so they can reflect the actual amount. You see this one, once we said that it's a 12-pack, it's a 7% loss. Same here, and I'm guessing this is a 6-month. No, it should go. Okay, let's just check out this listing a bit further and see what it says. So Amazon's selling this product. Yeah, I'm guessing it must be a 6-pack or a 12-pack. Just checking out the listing. Yeah, it seems like it's a 12-pack, just based on the previous stuff that I'm seeing. So this is another one as well. Yeah, it's a 12-pack. These are 12-packs. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in 12 on these, and they probably are no longer profitable. So it's very high chance that anything above 150% ROI is a multi-pack. So they're probably not profitable. So I'm just going to quickly go through these and adjust the quantities. So this is a 6-pack.
A few moments later.
Okay, now that's all done. I'm going to reapply the filters, and there'll be much fewer products that are actually that maintain, that profitability after applying the correct quantities. So there are only 24, but at least we narrowed it down to the best 24. So these 24 now, I'm just going to go ahead and add these to a shortlist, and we can further inspect them. Actually, start applying quantities to them to see if there are, if they're good purchases or not. So I'm just going to name this list Frontier Co-op, and let's add this to a shortlist and adding them. So let's go to our shortlists. Frontier Co-op, where is it? Right there. And the shortlist basically is pretty much the same as the previous list, but you can actually start adding some units to the quantity, so how many you want to buy, and you can start making an order form out of this. Now, there are a lot of products where the brand is selling the products, so we might have to avoid some of these. So let's just start going over these. So this one here is, I had a look at this earlier. It is not a multi-pack, it is a one pack, so it's very profitable. It's $9.99. The product is probably a bit higher than normal, but it seems very profitable. There's nothing indicating it's a multi-pack from what I've seen. If you look at the description and all these details here, it seems like it is in fact a one pack. So what we get it for $1.39 and it sells for $9.99. From what I see here, in terms of sales volume, it looks like it sells like about 100, but maybe a bit more of 100 in a month. And there are currently, there's one buy box contender. So let's have another look at the buy box contender. So there's one person at $9.99, then everyone else is higher. So $14.99, $12.99, all these prices, $11.63. So we can jump in at $11.99. Oh, sorry, $9.99. Now, I see that the person that's in the buy box has 10 units in stock, so we can probably jump in and go a bit higher than that. The break-even strength is excellent. 50 sales per month is what is suggested. At 50 sales per month, we're looking at about just under $200 in profit for the month. So let's go ahead and make a note. They probably sell in probably 6s or 12, so we can maybe just buy probably around 48 units. I think 48 might be sensible to buy. So we're going to start forming an order. So Mary Ruth, this brand here, I'm pretty sure. So the brand is selling the product. If you click on the actual listings, all these 3 listings, the brand is selling the product. So pretty sure they won't be happy with you selling them. And if you look at, let's check out the chart here in large view. I'm pretty sure that there's only every time there's only 1 or 2 FBA sellers. And from what I'm seeing here, that's probably the case. 1 or 2 are FBA sellers. So there's one they're selling the product as FBA and FBM. So it's 2 sellers there. And every time you see maybe 1 extra seller jump on and they just jump off because they're probably getting kicked off by the brand. So we're going to ignore all the Mary Ruth ones. So there are, we'll just quickly sort it by brand name, so we can just get rid of all the Mary Ruth ones. So brand A to Z, and we'll go and get rid of all the ones that are Mary Ruth. So we have 1 and there. So we'll just delete these. Okay, so back to what we were looking at. So this next one here, Alba Botanicals, I forgot to note that it's a 2-pack. So is it still profitable as a 2-pack? No, it's 4% ROI. It doesn't meet our criteria. We're going to remove this one as well. So I'm just going to check that for now. Okay, Biotone. So start looking at these. So now this is this product here, Biotone. From what I'm noticing, a dual-purpose massage cream. Now I'm looking at the description. So it's a mismatch in terms of the UPC. The UPC it matches this UPC here, but this is for Ancient Secret plastic travel nasal cleaning pot. So it's not the same product. So I'm going to mark this as well. I'm going to remove this from the list. Next is Celestial Seasoning 3-pack. Oh, we didn't note that it's a 3-pack, so we need to do that. And this one here as well, we need to also do that. This one here as count it as a 3-pack, so these 2 are not profitable either. So I see a bit of a pattern here. Not much profit with Frontier Co-op. Okay, these are Dr. Bronner's. Now it depends on the vendor. You're allowed to sell Dr. Bronner's on Amazon, but very few suppliers actually sell them to online Amazon retailers. So it just depends if your supplier allows you to buy them from them. But overall, they're actually quite good. All these products. These are just checking if there's any 2-packs or anything like that. They all seem like like 1-pack, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and check these out. So the first one, current buy box price is $15.99. We can easily beat them with any price we want, even $16.99 or $17.99. We can probably beat them to the buy box. Just waiting for the data to appear. So this FBM seller has 11% of the buy box. I see that there's an even spread amongst all these sellers. So it's a solid product. I would probably jump in. I would come in not at $15.99. I'll probably come in at $16.99. Make a bit more profit. Now, in terms of sales volume, the recommendation is to buy 67 units. So that's pretty much, for me, I'd probably buy 60 units if that's the case. Seems like a good product. Just looking at the chart's solid. There is, it's comfortably sitting above the break-even line, the buy box that is. The break-even strength is excellent. Sales isn't too high, but no Amazon. Seems like a good product to get 60 units of, as long as the supplier allows us to buy them. So 60 units of that one. Let's go to the next Dr. Bronner product. So I'm seeing another, very even spread of the buy box. Not many people, the current FBA, the current buy box seller has 3%, and I see that the people that are dominating the listing aren't even on selling the product at this point. So it seems like a good one as well. But noticing right here, okay, so let's zoom in on the chart and see something. So what I'm noticing now is that there's a big slump in price over here, and that's because there was many sellers in this period here. So from pretty much late January all the way till maybe April, there was a lot of sellers, and the price, because of that, slumped. Now the sellers are dropping off and the price is starting to jump back up. So if you're able to get these soon, it might be an okay product. But if you get a lot of units, a lot of quantity of this, might not sell. So if you were to buy like the actual recommended price, which is 250, they probably won't sell off. I would not recommend you buy any more than 120 of these, because in all likelihood the price will drop back down, most likely. So I'd probably buy around 120, but even 120 is nice because there's heaps of profit in this one. $314, 33% ROI. It seems like a decent product. So I'd go for 120 for this one. All right, next one. We have another Dr. Bronner's. Very similar situation with the buy box, just seeing increased a lot more sellers, in the February to April period. Now the sellers have dropped off, and it might be the same case. This one doesn't sell too much, so you probably wouldn't buy too many of these, maybe 36 units, maybe 60 units, but I'm worried about the price dropping back down close to the break even. So I'd probably buy maybe 30 of these, but everything else looks solid. But you don't want to hold on to, you don't want to buy too many units of a stock that looks like that, because the price might drop back down. So if the sales volume was much higher, then I'd consider buying many more, but because it's only 50 or 100 sales per month, it's probably not worth it. Here's our last Dr. Bronner product. Same scenario. Look at that. Sellers jump up, price drops down. Sellers drop off, price goes back up. Just very simple supply and demand dynamics. They're always at play. So the break-even strength is average. The actual sales, we're looking at 200 sales per month. The current seller is 1835. So there's actually no one winning the buy box at the moment, from what I'm seeing here. There's no buy box contenders. As you see here, buy box contenders no, because there's no seller in the actual buy box. So we're going off the lowest price, which is $18.35. That gives us 105% ROI, which is actually quite good. Now, I would also be cautious of the recommended 30-day buy, which is 200. I would actually probably not buy any more than 60 of this as well, because it's the buy box line is quite choppy. So I would go for around 60 of these as well. Let me just delete those previous ones that I checked. Okay, so now we have these products here. So far the order is looking at 318 units, $1,700 worth of goods, $1,300 worth of profit, quite high, 69% ROI. Let's keep going. So Mongo Kiss Yumberry. Okay, let's look at this one. Not too many sales for this one, only about 100 sales per month. Let's check out the charts. So I just want to focus in on this last month. I want to see what those drops are. So there's a drop here and a drop here. Now, this one here dropped below our break-even line, and it was Amazon. In fact, Amazon is the one that dropped it so low. So I want to see historically how much Amazon has been selling it. So there's a couple periods here, but they're actually quite sporadic. They're not like Amazon's been on it forever or many large chunks of time. So they jump in, they come out. So if you're going to sell a listing like this, you just make a note that don't have your don't have your repricer follow the buy box all that often, because there are times where Amazon jumps in, sells a few units, and then they just no longer have any stock anymore, and they don't, and they're not so much on this listing. But even given that information, I still wouldn't buy too many of these. Maybe around again 30 units. So it's got a very high ROI at the moment, which is nice. And maybe 30 if you're up for it, maybe 60 units. But yeah, not too many of a product like this. Maybe 30 or 60 max, because the sales volume isn't really there, and the break-even line, sorry, the buy box line is a bit choppy compared to our break-even line. So I'll go for 30 of these. And in general, like even the BSR, it's not that good. 249,000 is obviously not good. It doesn't sell that often. It just doesn't sell too often. Just want to have another look at the So the 30-day average is 188,000. You know what? On a product like this, I'd probably drop the price a bit. But how much lower can you go? Maybe $6.99. That would probably increase the sales quite a bit if you went to $6.99. But yeah, it's really what your threshold is, where you want to stay at. But yeah, let's just say I'd maybe keep it at $7.99. The sales should be okay at that price. Okay, so this one here, there's 3 of these little whatever they are. It comes as a 3 count from our supplier, so that's fine. Now we don't have to accommodate for, we don't have to write it up as a 3-pack. Now there's a bit of profit on it. Let's check out the quick view and see what we see. So a lot of Amazon on this listing. Now what I want to see is, so we're not getting any in a percentage of buy box 1 from Amazon, but it pretty much seems that they are holding onto this listing and they're not letting go. They're not really sharing it either. So I would avoid this one for that reason. So it's a no for me. I'm deleting this one from this list. When you see Amazon not share the buy box, you just want to avoid, because even if you're very profitable, someone else, you drop the price, someone else drops the price, they just follow you. They follow you and they win the buy box. So yeah, you probably want to avoid those ones. Okay, so this one here, 3 boxes, 30 count 9. Okay, so this is a 3-pack. So I'm guessing it's no longer profitable as a 3-pack. And yes, that's right. No profit as a 3-pack. This one comes as a 3-pack from the supplier, Piggy Paint Nail Polish 3-pack. So I see bad sales volume, but let's check it out. So I'm looking at the buy box spread. This person has had 58% of the buy box in the last 30 days. Let's just switch that to, okay. So the buy box data is fine. It's just that this seller has dominated in the last 30 days, but not in the last 3 months. It's been fine, so that's okay. Not too many sales. There's quite a few buy box contenders. There are 4 people within buy box contention. So we would be the 5th. So that's telling us to buy no more than 20 as a recommendation. Okay, so I guess if it's 20, then they probably comes in a pack of in case of 6. So then I guess 6 it is. 18 it is. Okay, next we have again that same one, 4. This comes as a set of 4, so the product's correct. There's no issue there. Okay, sales volume is probably not too high, so I'm not. So the recommendation is to buy around 30. And looking at the chart, not very attractive, to be honest. So it is profitable now, but just looking at the chart, you see that it's not very profitable. Very choppy as well. Look at the sales rank. It doesn't look good. I will not buy this one. No, it's a pass from me for this one. Going to remove that as well. Okay, Shikai. Brand is a seller. How many sellers are there? There are 10 FBA sellers. Let's jump on and check out this listing. So the buy box data is still okay. Even when the amount of sellers jumped up over here to that amount, it still seems okay. The brand is selling the products, but they've only been getting 1% of the buy box. 1% of the buy box. There's so many buy box contenders that the recommendation is to only buy 12 units. There's only 100 sales a month. So I think that's okay, just buying 12 just to test it out. I think that's worth it. Maybe 12 is fine. But all the other data seems okay. So we mentioned, we did this one earlier. So this one here, a lot of times when it comes to like these types of vitamins, stuff like that, very high likelihood that you can't sell it. It's either restricted, or the brand might tell you, or the supplier might tell you, you can't sell this brand online. Regardless of that, we're still going to check it out, because there are plenty of sellers. So all these sellers are actually selling it. So you never know, we might be able to sell it as well. The buy box data, the chart data looks okay in general. There was a period just over here where it's been closer to the break even line, but it still seems fine. So not many sales. Recommended buy is only 20 units because there's 100 sales per month, and 4 buy box contenders will be the 5th. So 100. So it's recommended 20 units. That's around $200 per month worth of profit. That's okay in my book. 36% ROI is decent. So probably comes in cases of 6. So I'm going to order 18. And lastly, we've got this thing here, which is quite big and bulky. Just want to see some of the fulfillment fee is $7.49 just to fulfill this product. So not as bulky as it seems. 64 ounces. Look how many associated UPCs there are for this product. It's crazy. How many UPCs bring this product up? That's an interesting one. Okay, so Amazon's been on this listing 100% of the time. So let's see if they actually share the buy box. So, okay, so looking at this is a perfect example of how, to understand where Amazon is actually sharing the buy box. Now, you see the Amazon line all the way at the top. The orange line is up here at the top, but you see the actual buy box being won by sellers that are below the Amazon price. So that means Amazon does indeed share the buy box with other sellers. So this is the the times where you can F around with Amazon. But there are times where you shouldn't be doing that. But this is a perfect example of, yes, you can go up against Amazon on a listing like this. You will actually make some sales. Okay, now scrolling down, just want to check out some of the data here. So we have around 300 sales per month. There are 5 buy box contenders will become the 6th if we jump on this listing. Seems okay. Historically, at the moment we have lower than average offers compared to its historic average. So it's at a low point. Seems okay, I guess. The recommendation is to buy 50. I'll probably buy cases of 6. I'd buy 48 and see how that works out. So here's our order from Frontier Co-op. So we're looking at, we've spent around 43 minutes on this list. Not overly profitable, to be honest. Just going through the numbers. So the profit is decent. The actual profit dollar amount is high, but we did spend 45 minutes roughly going through this list. I know about 15 minutes of that was me just talking. So let's just say half an hour going through this list to find $1,849 worth of profit. So ROI-wise, making $1,850 profit in half an hour is not bad in my opinion, given that you have $2,500 or $2,600 to invest into the prep and to the goods of these products. But it still is okay, but you could be, in my opinion, Frontier Co-op is maybe just for the beginners to get understanding how Amazon works. Buy some products. I think they're probably good to get ungated, so maybe you can use them for that purpose. But when it comes to being reliably profitable, for a long period of time, I don't think Frontier Co-op is the way to go. You want to find more rare distributors and rarer suppliers that not many people have access to. Because the Frontier Co-op, I think, when you Google Wholesale US, I think they're sponsored and they come up right up at the top, on Google on the search ads. So I don't think they're probably the best supplier long term. You want to find more, rare suppliers and suppliers that actually offer great discounts. So correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't spoken to Frontier Co-op in many, many years, but I remember reaching out to them often and saying, hey, I want to spend $20,000 with you. I want to spend $50,000 with you. Offer me a discount. What type of discounts can you give me? They're always like, no discounts. We don't offer discounts. These are the prices. Just work with it. I don't know if they've changed, but given that they're not willing, to change and offer better pricing, I would say maybe use them initially, but yeah, you'd probably go for a different supplier if you want to make money in this game long term. Thank you for watching. If you want access to me, or you can join the Telegram group. And if you want access to Azure Advanced Analytics, I'm going to have in the description below. I'm going to have a link so you can go there and check that out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.